Let's talk Instagram. I've had my Instagram account for not as long, not nearly as long as my Twitter account, but Instagram's quickly become like my favorite social media platform, and I'm very intrigued with, what works and what doesn't work on there and how to build up your following. I'm gonna kind of walk you through what I do when I make a post on Instagram, because I've found certain things that kind of work for me. So I'll edit my video, edit my picture, whatever I'm throwing up on there. And first things first, you gotta start with not crap. Try to make it a good video, a good picture, invest in a good camera, whatever you need to do. So I'll have that all situated, then I'll make my post, and immediately after, I'll comment with all the hashtags that kind of correlate with that post. So if I'm posting about, a hot dog or this amazing hamburger I just ate, I'll do hashtag hamburger, hashtag foodie, hashtag whatever it may be. Things where when people search those hashtags, they'll find my post and they'll be like, oh yeah, this would be something I'm interested in. Kind of a trick with that too, to dive a little bit deeper. With hashtags, you kind of want to land in the top posts for specific hashtags, because then it'll increase your visibility on your post that much more. And the way to do it, well, the easiest way, an easier way to do that is by not using the hashtag that everyone in the world is using. Like, think about it, foodie, everyone is using that hashtag. So your chance of becoming one of the top posts for the foodie hashtag, very slim. Now, if you do something a little bit more specific, like hashtag Philly cheeseburger, or hashtag Philly foodie, or something like that, that makes it more specific to where you are, it just increases your chances of landing in the top because less people are using that hashtag. And I know it sounds like you're going for a smaller piece of the pie, but trust me, it'll pay off. So I do that hashtag comment. And then after that, you're gonna hate this part, because I hate this part, and there's really no hack or way to get around it. You just have to go and like a ton of things that are similar to what you just posted. So you have to search some of those hashtags yourself and just start liking, because when you interact with other people, guess what? They're gonna interact with you. So start liking away. Like all your own followers' posts, like people that are posting about hamburgers or whatever you just threw out, random people, search that hashtag and start liking away. I'm talking to the point where you temporarily get banned because you've liked too many photos, and that can happen. Once you do that, you're gonna see the interaction increase on your page as well. And also, I probably should have brought this up even beforehand. Posting times, there are better times to post than others. Like, you probably don't want to throw something up at 3 a.m. because most people are not on Instagram just chilling at 3 a.m. They're sleeping. There's a lot of research and stuff that's been done on the best times to post, so I'm sure you could do some digging and go down a whole rabbit hole for that and find the exact minute to post on what day. But once you use Instagram, you'll get a feel for just when things do better than other things. Like for me, weekends don't do that well, and I feel like you're more inclined to post on the weekend because you're like, I'm out, I'm doing things, living life, I want to post. The problem is everybody else is doing that too. So I would like to think people are on social media less on the weekends because they're out actually doing things. I've found for me, posting during the week works the best. Like middle of the week, that works really well for me because you think people are bored at work, they're just bored with life during the week, they're waiting for the weekend, so they're on social media kind of scrolling, liking stuff. But like I said, the more you play around with things, you'll be like, oh, this time and day worked better than this time and day, so I'll post more in this area. Next, let's talk about managing your numbers. This is kind of similar to Twitter. There's a bunch of like free apps and stuff like that that you could download that lets you know who's followed you, who's unfollowed you, who are the people that are most active on your account, who hasn't posted since like 2012. That of course comes in very handy because you could find out, weed out those people that follow you to get you to follow them and then they unfollow you. So you could point out those people and then unfollow them and And the same with some people just have inactive accounts that maybe you didn't know about. You could unfollow those people. You know, it's a numbers game, and you just have to monitor who's following you and who isn't, and make the decision of who you want to follow. Once you get to a certain number of followers, those apps don't really work anymore because they can't hold that much data. But definitely for starting out with growing your Instagram account, those apps can be super helpful. All right, before we wrap up, let's talk about giveaways. It's something I'm kind of dabbling in a little bit now myself. It's a great way to get people to spread the word about your account. So if you're giving away a signed album or whatever it may be, you're like, hey, tag 3 of your friends that you think might also be interested in this. So it really spreads the word, and you're gonna see those comments just roll in. You know, playing devil's advocate though, it's like, all right, are those people gonna stick around after the giveaway? And I think that boils down to the quality of content you're putting out, and maybe how frequently you're doing giveaways too. Because if you've built an Instagram account where people can go to for top of the line content in an area that they're interested in, and you're also doing frequent giveaways, somebody might stumble on your account because of this one specific giveaway and be like, wow, I really like this guy. I'm gonna follow him and engage with him moving forward. Oh, and speaking of giveaways, and actually I could have brought up this earlier on as well, sometimes you wanna put what you have as a post in your stories as well. I know it might feel weird, but some people only use Instagram like one way mainly. They might just look at stories or just look at your account and not really look at your stories. So again, you want to increase visibility. So if I'm doing a giveaway, I might put something in my stories where I'm like, hey, did you see what I'm giving away? It's my most recent post. Check that out. And that way, the people that specifically go on Instagram to look at stories, they'll be like, oh, I'll actually go to this person's page. You could post the exact same thing in stories, but sometimes it's nice to do a little tease. But anything that'll, you know, grab people and bring them back to the page so you can get those likes, comments, interaction, I highly recommend that. That kind of wraps up this episode. We're gonna do another Instagram one and other platforms, other social media platforms as well. Thank you so much for watching.